Heartbreak might be personal, but for global pop icon Katy Perry, it's something she's never had to face alone. In an emotional moment that touched fans across the world, Katy broke down in tears during the final show of her Australian tour, thanking her supporters for standing by her during one of the most painful periods of her life, the quiet but significant breakup with actor Orlando Bloom. With a trembling voice and tears in her eyes, Katy stood before thousands in Adelaide and uttered just a few words, but they hit like an emotional avalanche. "Thank you for always being there. For me, Australia. It means the world." This came just 4 days after news broke that her years-long relationship and engagement with Orlando Bloom had ended. And yet, on stage, amid lights, screams, and music, Katy showed the kind of raw vulnerability that reminds us, even the biggest stars are human too. Katy Perry has always been more than a pop star. Over the years, she's become a cultural icon, a fashion risk-taker, a judge on American Idol, a mother, and for many, an emotional compass through the highs and lows of love. But what fans witnessed during the closing night of her Lifetime's tour in Adelaide, Australia, was something different. It wasn't just a performance. It was a moment of unfiltered emotion, delivered just days after reports surfaced that her engagement to Orlando Bloom had quietly ended. With her hands forming a heart and her voice thick with emotion, Katy paused during her set and told the audience, "Thank you for always being there for me, Australia. It means the world." The singer, now 40, was visibly holding back tears, even resting her hand on her chest before powering through and rallying the crowd with a spirited "Now let's sing" firework. It was a small moment, barely 20 seconds long, but its emotional weight couldn't be missed. And for fans, it confirmed what had been only a rumor just days earlier. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom had gone their separate ways. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom's relationship has been anything but ordinary. The two first got together back in January 2016, following a flirty exchange at a Golden Globes after-party. Their chemistry was instant, and from paddleboarding trips in Italy to high-profile appearances on red carpets, the couple quickly became one of Hollywood's most watched love stories. They briefly broke up in 2017 but rekindled their romance the following year. By 2019, they were engaged. Orlando popped the question on Valentine's Day, reportedly with a flower-shaped ring worth an estimated $5 million. The couple had plans for a destination wedding in Japan, which was delayed multiple times due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In 2020, they welcomed their daughter Daisy Dove Bloom, a name that symbolized hope and rebirth during a global crisis. The pair often described each other in interviews with glowing affection, Katy praising Orlando's calm energy, and Orlando admiring Katy's strength and humor. Despite their high-profile schedules and different career paths, the two often seemed to find balance. Until now, unlike most celebrity splits, there was no official joint statement, no explosive headlines, and no TMZ exclusives. The news trickled out quietly, first through insider tips to entertainment outlets, then through subtle clues on social media. One of the first signs came when Orlando Bloom appeared solo at the wedding of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez in Venice, an event filled with A-list couples, from Kim Kardashian to Oprah Winfrey. His appearance without Katy raised eyebrows. Then, shortly after, multiple reports emerged confirming that the two had indeed parted ways. To date, neither Katy nor Orlando has publicly addressed the breakup directly. But their actions have spoken volumes. As the news broke, Katy was in the midst of her Australian tour, a grueling, high-energy series of performances across the country. Rather than cancelling shows or withdrawing, she pushed through, finding comfort in the stage and in her fans. On June 27, just days before her emotional moment in Adelaide, Katy shared an Instagram carousel that radiated sunshine and joy, at least on the surface. In it, she posed with a quokka, a famously smiley marsupial native to Australia's Rottnest Island. The photos included shots of Katy laughing on a boat, biking with friends, and spending precious time with her daughter Daisy. She captioned the post, "Mood, quokka." It was simple, subtle, but powerful. The post was Katy's way of saying, "I'm okay." And yet, fans now know those smiles were balancing out something much deeper beneath the surface. Just hours after Katy's tearful thanks to her fans, Orlando Bloom shared a cryptic but meaningful Instagram story. It quoted the Buddha, "Each day is a new beginning. What we do today is what matters most." He followed that up with a quote from late Japanese Buddhist leader Daisaku Ikeda, "The important thing is to take that first step. Bravely overcoming one small fear gives you the courage to take on the next day." While Orlando didn't mention Katy, the timing and message couldn't be ignored. It was a quiet signal that he, too, was processing the end of something meaningful. And like Katy, he chose to do so with dignity and introspection rather than drama. And neither Katy nor Orlando has shared the reason for their split. But sources close to the couple have hinted at the challenges of maintaining a long-distance relationship and navigating two very different lifestyles. Katy's work on American Idol, her music career, and her global tours keep her constantly in the spotlight. Orlando, meanwhile, is often off filming for weeks at a time, most recently for his work on the Gran Turismo film and other global projects. Add the pressures of raising a young daughter and coordinating schedules, and even the most solid celebrity couples can hit a wall, but despite the breakup, there's no bitterness. No acquiescence. No drama. And that, perhaps, says everything about how much they still respect each other. Since the Adelaide concert, fans have flooded social media with messages of love and support for Katy. Hashtags like #WeLoveYouKaty and #KatyStrong have been trending across platforms. One fan tweeted, "She stood on stage, brokenhearted, and still gave us everything. That's strength. That's Katy Perry." Another wrote, "Watching her tear up during the show broke me. She's been through so much and she still shows up for us. That's why we'll always show up for her." As the dust settles, fans are wondering what's next for Katy. With the Australian leg of her tour now complete, she is expected to return to the US for a brief break before resuming her global performances. Rumors are also swirling that she may be returning for the next season of American Idol. As for new music, sources say Katy has been writing extensively over the past year. And if her past albums are any indication, Heartbreak could inspire some of her most powerful work yet. Remember, this is the same woman who gave us The One That Got Away, Wide Awake, and By the Grace of God, songs born from personal pain, transformed into anthems of survival. In the end, Katy Perry's emotional message in Adelaide wasn't just about a breakup. It was about resilience. About connection. About love in its many forms, from fans, from friends, from the music, and most of all, from within. She may be heartbroken, but Katy Perry is far from broken. If anything, she's showing the world exactly what she's always sung about. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind? Wanting to start again? Well, she's starting again. And she's doing it with grace, gratitude, and the support of millions. What are your thoughts on Katy Perry's emotional message to fans? Do you think she and Orlando Bloom might find their way back together? Or is this a new beginning for both? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more updates on Hollywood's biggest stars.